And welcome back inside JSU Stadium here at Burgess Snow Field, and another beautiful shot of JSU Stadium as the 2017 Gridiron Challenge rolls on here on this Saturday afternoon, as we are now getting set for some 1A round robin action. Mickey Shadricks and Gerhard Mathangani now in the booth, and we've got Southeastern and Spring Garden about to do battle. And Gerhard, I understand they're going to do a 12-minute quarter and a 8-minute quarter, I think, and then after that we will have Spring Garden and Winterboro, then Southeastern and Winterboro.
Right, and I think the teams that run these round robins are actually probably a bit of an advantage. You see the other teams just play one opponent. Here you get essentially to play two opponents in what turns out to be a game and a half, or about 3/4 of one game. So it works out well for both teams.
And we start off with Southeastern with the football, and right away their quarterback Seth Wadsworth is wrapped up and taken down behind the line of scrimmage by Jay Smith. And this roster is kind of interesting. So
right, yeah, it's not traditional in the sense of number and then name. So
as we say throughout the Gridiron Challenge, we're just happy that we have a roster of any kind, because these coaches with such limited practice time oftentimes have trouble even getting their roster together. So number 34 for Southeastern on the carry that time, Avery Jones, and not much yardage at all, so 3rd and long coming up for Southeastern. Southeastern out of Blount County. And of course, Spring Garden, we know where they are, right up the road here north of us in Jacksonville. Pass downfield is caught at the 50. Nice job of going up and getting that football by Jordan Graham. It just seemed to kind of just hang up there, but Graham made a good adjustment and made a good catch.
Absolutely, it's one of those no, and then it comes up with the result that you want. They threw into double coverage there, but as you said, Graham went up and got the football. And impressive play there by the Mustangs.
Nice play on 3rd and long. Avoided punting the football to Spring Garden there and from deep in their own field position. Now they've got some good field position. Hand off up the middle. And that is Avery Jones again, the senior, and he picks up maybe a yard on a short gain.
It's a big offensive line. Take a look at 77 up front. Biko Jahua plays offensive guard. Good job, though, by that Spring Garden defense plugging it up.
So 2nd down and 9. Little option play, the pitch to Tenney, Albert Tenney, and he is gang tackled at the 40-yard line. The first Spring Garden player there was number 19, Colby Slayton, who will be a 9th grader next year. We have an injured Southeastern player down on the field at the 39.
That was like number 13 for the Mustangs, and he gets up under his own control, and I don't know if he'll head to the sideline. Looks like it's a left shoulder injury. Hopefully that young man's okay, but nice job there by the Spring Garden defense, just stringing it out, playing an inside-out football, using the boundary as an extra defender, holding him to a short gain.
So 3rd down and 7. They converted their first 3rd down situation on the big pass play, the big completion to Jordan Graham. Let's see what they dial up here on 3rd and 7. Here comes the pressure, set up a little screen pass. It is caught by Mason Golden. Golden made a couple of moves to get a couple of yards, but good pursuit by the Spring Garden defense is going to set up a 4th down and about 5 at the 38.
Those plays are designed to get teams in one-on-one situations, but it was a good job by Spring Garden rallying to the football and getting to a place where they can gang-style tackle, and it brings up a 4th down, and I don't see a field goal or punt unit out there, so they'll go for it.
Too far for a kick and too close for a simulated punt, so why not? 4th and 5 at the 38. Little pass over the middle to Graham, but a better tackle there by Spring Garden. I believe that was Number 6, Dylan Rogers, the first man there to meet him and stop his forward progress. And that'll bring the drive to an end for Southeastern. So they do convert a couple of third downs, get to the 35, or one big third down, get to the Spring Garden 35, but the Tigers will take over there.
Good job running defensively for Spring Garden. We'll see what they'll dial up here as they go on offense. And Spring Garden, one of the most improved teams over the last maybe 5 years or so under head coach Jason Howard. We'll see how they look now with a lot of guys that were some of their key players last year now off to college.
And here is the handoff to Colby Slayton. And no room at all for Slayton that time as he was hit by Alex Mann of Southeastern along with Mitchell Young. So it'll be 2nd down and 11 as they say the play loses a yard back to the 34. Spring Garden really done a good job of creating some consistent winning there under Coach Howard the last few years. A community that provides a ton of support in all sports. Here they give right up the middle to Luther Welsh, and he stumbles forward back to the line of scrimmage. So again, no gain. 3rd and 11 now for Spring Garden.
See what they dial up here, but yeah, you mentioned over the last maybe 4 or 5 years, they've been to the playoffs 4 out of the last 5, and the 2nd round each of the last 2 years. But like we said, a lot of the playmakers that were on the team a couple of years ago and again last year are now gone away, so they're looking to some new faces and new guys.
So back to throw goes Ivy, and his pass is incomplete. It was intended for Elijah Petty. So I tell you, a pretty impressive first defensive series here for Southeastern is Spring Garden. All they net out of their first possession is 1 negative yard.
Absolutely. Really strong job by Southeastern. They're a very deep program. I mean, not just for 1A, but 55 players even for a 4A is really impressive. And so they're getting some depth and getting some bodies up there, and I think that's started to elevate the talent with the competition. So we'll see how they look on their second possession on offense. We saw a nice play on 3rd down to convert, and the drive kind of stalled. See what adjustments they make here.
From their own 31-yard line.
So the two defenses coming out ahead here in the first possession for both teams. Southeastern from the 31. And quarterback Seth Wadsworth checking his wristband for his play, takes the snap, pressure right up the middle, lobs it out, and it's picked off. Just too much air under that one, and a great break on the football by Drayvon Bowman comes up with the game's first turnover.
Great job by Bolin and playing that in perfectly, but watch Lucky Bolin, number 21. He's the one who creates the pressure. He gets it right in there, and this is a great shot by our camera crew. And number 10, Drayvon Bowman, right there, Johnny on the spot, gets to the football and makes the interception.
So now Spring Garden in business after the turnover. 1st down at the Southeastern 26. And here's the give over left tackle to Welsh, and not much yardage. Give him maybe 3 yards to the 22.
Last year they had a 3 running back attack, and then they had their quarterback, Ben Ivy, was really a 3rd playmaker that they had as far as running the football. So lots and lots of places to fill in spots for guys for the Spring Garden football team. As we see now, they go out in the I formation.
2nd down and 6. And movement. And the official throws the flag. I believe it was the tight end that time, number 40, Benjamin Poole.
Penalty flag, false start.
So that'll back them up 5. Back to the 27. Make it 2nd and 11. Gerhard, there's a coach you know very well.
Jason Howard is one of the finer coaches in East Alabama. He was at Spring Garden for a while and left and came back. He's now in his 6th year overall, 12 years coaching total. As see those 7 playoff berths. And we're so used to Spring Garden being great in basketball, especially girls basketball, but he's really created his program into being a strong contender in football and a playoff contender each of the last few years. And it looks like they have another team that's strong again this year.
Jonah Smith on the carry that time, a couple of yards to the 25. So third down and 9. And so far, Gerhard Spring Garden unable to really get that running game going.
Right. And credit that Southeastern defense. They've bowed up and really made Spring Garden earn every yard so far.
Ivy will keep it himself. And he's down to the 21, about 5 yards short of his first down, creating a decision here for Coach Howard and his staff. Gerhard, their Southeastern coach, Michael Burkett.
Absolutely. Now, right now, he's taking a look at one of his young guys, and some concern with the traders coming out, but he's in his third year of 6 in school history, 5 and 25 overall. But those numbers are a bit misleading because here, it was a very, very young program when he first started there, and he's over the last few years got the program to where they get some bodies out there at least. They were one of the smaller schools in Class 1A, and he's one of the guys that got some enthusiasm back into the program. So we'll see if he's able to improve on his overall record.
So we hope this young man is okay. As you see both teams taking a knee, and a good sign there is he's able to get up and actually jog off the field. Holding the back of his neck is Juhola, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, that is a very good sign. It looks like he's able to talk and communicate with some of his teammates there. So, you know, every time we go to the head, you always think concussion, and always want to make sure that you've taken all the precautions to make sure that he's ready to go before he gets back out there. But all signs looking really positive right now.
4th down and 5 for Spring Garden. Ball is placed at the Southeastern 20-yard line.
So 4th down and 5. Spring Garden will go for it. Ivy rolling out to his right. Keeps it and basically hit by his own man. He ran into Ryan Poole, and really that was the collision that knocked him off his feet. And that'll cost him a first down.
Absolutely. It looks like Poole was supposed to be the guy that was a pulling guard or tackle, and really good job there by Spring.
He knew it too.
Exactly. Good job by Mitchell Young there, really using Poole as an extra defender.
Who was the college team when the two guys were blocking each other? Remember that video? That was,
I do.
Went viral. Was it Florida?
I think it was Florida. Yeah, it was the Gators. A lot of times when you have precision blocking like that and one person makes one mistake, you can have a not so top 10 moment.
Not many offensive linemen get credited with a tackle, but that was the case there. Southeastern back with it. And not much running room this time for their tailback, Avery Jones. He stumbles forward for a yard, maybe 2, as we are quickly nearing the end of the first quarter, as both teams have run the ball predominantly here and run the clock in the process.
Good job there by that defensive line, able to trip him up there. There was a bit of a gap. The linebacker sucked in. Good shoestring tackle, bring up 2nd down.
2nd down and 7 as they gave him 3 yards on forward progress. And a little option play, and the pitch to Colin Blankenship, and he will lose yardage back near the original line of scrimmage. So both defenses really teeing off on the rushing attack from the opposing offense. Neither team able to get much going.
Absolutely, and that was good fundamental play there by Dylan Goins. Watch 34 just go inside out. This is a perfect way to play. One guy's got pitch, one guy's got quarterback, and everybody played their job, and Goins comes up with a nice tackle.
Hard count, drew the defensive line off, but also the left guard moves, so we'll see what the officials call here.
From our vantage point, it looked like the defense.
I agree.
The offense reacted to the defense, but that's the reason why they're huddling up right now. We'll find out.
It's all up to this gentleman, and he agrees with us.
Yes.
Or I guess I should say
right.
We agree with him.
Yeah. The hard count there got them, and that's one of the things that coaches love here, especially on both sides, because It teaches discipline because you can run it all day in practice, and here in a game, it cost them 5 yards.
Makes it a little more of a makeable third down, 3rd and 5 from the 24. And a little misdirection here. The pitch to Graham, trying to get around the corner. Couldn't get around the corner, so he just ducked his head and ran through the attempted tackle by Colby Slayton. And Graham made the big catch earlier on their first drive, and he comes up with a big run here to keep possession of the football.
Interesting play call on 3rd and 5. You put the ball essentially back 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but it's a good job by Graham, who we saw caught a big first down pass earlier, now runs for the first down. And Coach Howard really liking the defensive performance there, so gives credit to his defense, but at the same time, good job by the offense picking up the first down there.
1st and 10 now. Wadsworth under pressure, got his pass away and completed it to Avery Jones, but not much of a gain at all as the defense for Spring Garden was right there. Lucky Bolin pursuing. Loss of a yard on the play to the 28, so 2nd and 11. Wadsworth feeling the heat again right up the middle. He had no option at all there, just no time as Jay Smith came right up the middle and wrapped him up.
This is a perfect blitz call by the Spring Garden defensive side, and 52 just comes right up the middle. As you said, Jay Smith, great job by him, and both guard and center had a hand on him. He pops right up in the middle there and comes up with a big play, and you could do that on third and short. Now it's 4th and long.
And they're going to go for it, and Wadsworth, again, had no time, so had no choice but to run out of there and got it up to the 22. And so that'll obviously be well short of the first down, and Spring Garden will get it back.
I think that the down marker was off.
Oh,
Let's take a look at the replay there. The down marker did say 4th down, so made it look like it was 4th down, but it was really 3rd down there, so they'll probably do the simulated punt here.
I was wondering about the decision to go for it on 4th and 20-something
Right,
yards.
exactly.
From backed up inside your own 20.
The Spring Garden.
I know it's a spring game, but still.
Exactly. And especially that play call after, well, the 3rd down and 5 play call was interesting as well. They ended up getting the first down to keep the drive alive, but Spring Garden's defense comes alive, and that's a good look at a good football team right there, a proud bunch. Talked earlier about Spring Gardens has been known for other sports, but here lately football has been something that they've taken a lot of pride in.
So Ivy fakes, rolls out, looking to throw on 1st down, and it's incomplete. Great defense there by the linebacker Austin Lee, who was step for step with Wells, the intended receiver. Nice job in pass coverage.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what you want. That's the look that you want. You want the linebackers lined up against some of your skill guys, but Lee does a great job of rallying, getting to the football, not committing a pass interference, but getting right to the spot and coming up with a big play.
And that'll take us to the end of the first 12-minute quarter. We have an 8-minute quarter coming up between these two teams. We'll continue with our live coverage of the Gridiron Challenge from Jacksonville State.
Regional Medical Center Anniston was Alabama's first baby-friendly hospital. We're proud of that distinction because it means everything we do promotes healthy, happy babies. We encourage rooming in, skin-to-skin contact after delivery, and exclusive breastfeeding. All the things that bring moms and babies closer. From the first ultrasound to the first birthday, RMC is dedicated to giving growing families a healthy, loving start. Visit rmcisforme.org.
At KFC, we choose to make spicy, crispy chicken sandwiches. Not because it is easy, but because it is hard. We choose not only to launch KFC's new Zinger sandwich in a $5 Phillips, but to take it to space. Will it be easy? No. Will it be hard? Yes. We've already covered that. But when we succeed, we will lick our fingers good!
Space sandwich! Yeah!
Try the Zinger sandwich before it goes to space.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it in for free refills throughout the year. That's right, free popcorn for a full year. Your locally owned and operated Grub Mart, in business for over 74 years.
Hi, my name is Reverend Jeffrey C. Williams, the owner and licensed funeral director of Anderson Funeral Services. At Anderson Funeral Services, we are compassionate and caring individuals committed to providing quality and professional service at affordable prices. We are where service begins and never ends, and love is what love does.
Aniston Funeral Services offers affordable services to meet any need for all families. Aniston Funeral Services, 630 South Wilmer Avenue, where service begins and never ends.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one.
And we are back at JSU Stadium. Mickey Shadricks and Gerhard Mathangani with you for the first of some round-robin action with some 1A schools. Spring Garden and Southeastern entering the second and final quarter that they will play. It's an 8-minute quarter. Luther Welsh, by the way, while we were away, ran for 20 yards and a first down. Here he goes again and hurdles over a defender down the sideline and will be taken out of bounds at around the 7-yard line. So back-to-back runs here by Luther Welsh. And Gerhard, we were talking about how neither team could get the running game going in the first quarter, but two big plays and Spring Garden has gone from the 35 to the 6.
This is huge right here. Great downfield blocking. That's a great job there by number 6, Dylan Rogers, to help spring him free. Like we said, back-to-back great runs, and it looks like essentially the same play call to the opposite side, and Spring Garden's really found some life here offensively.
So first time either team has been in scoring position. First and goal, and Welsh this time taken down before he could get going by Southeastern's Jacob Belv.
Good sight to see. Big number 77 for Southeastern getting back into the ball game, Vico Jahua. Left the game earlier, but I'm sure now he's part of their goal line package. He's a big fella down there. See what Spring Garden does here on second down.
Ivy hands it off, sweeping left, and getting into the end zone is Colby Slayton.
It's a good job here by the offensive line. You see the two pulling guards, and gets number 7 out of the way for Southeastern. Creates just enough space to get to the second level of the defense. You'll probably get a better picture here of how this play developed. And 19 able to get right into the end zone, and good job there by Braden Ford.
So they'll go for 2. And they convert. Luther Welsh takes the snap and takake it in. So it'll be Spring Garden first to get on the scoreboard, and this 1A matchup as they lead Southeastern 8-0 with 6:39 left in our second quarter of this game. And Gerhard, an interesting story behind the Southeastern uniforms here today.
There are. They have these uniforms, and their color scheme is much like Gardendale's. What happened is that Southeastern is a small football program, didn't have a lot of guys. So this year, for the spring, 55 guys came out, a lot more players than they had jerseys. Well, they went to Gardendale because Gardendale, who are the Rockets, and the Mustangs, they share about the same color scheme. The palettes of the maroon are about the same. And so some of the players you see, if you'll look closely, will have Mustangs. Some of the players on their jerseys will have Rockets for Gardendale. So it's a nice gesture by Gardendale to solve a problem that's a good problem for Southeastern to have extra bodies out there. So a little hodgepodge. We saw earlier a shot of Rockets, Mustangs all sitting next to each other. It was a funny looking shot, but it's a great story, and I'm pretty sure that this offseason or maybe next, Southeastern will have the jerseys to fit the entire team, which, like I said, it's a good problem to have with a school as small as Southeastern having as many guys as they had out. Adds to their depth and adds to a very, very good program.
Timeout on the field. We'll take the break with them. Southeastern will snap it in 1st and 10 when we return.
2017 college football season kicks off in Montgomery. The Guardian Credit Union FCS kickoff will open the college football season on Saturday, August 26th at 5 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. Don't miss two of the nation's top-ranked FCS teams, the Jacksonville State University Gamecocks and the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga Mocs at historic Crampton Bowl. Visit GuardianKickoffClassic.com for the FanFest schedule of events and game information.
You will take more than 672 million breaths throughout your lifetime. Yet life is not measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away. JSU is proud to offer Northeast Alabama's only Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy. Now enrolling tomorrow's breathing specialist. Breathe easy.
Well, the Rockets are Mustangs of Southeastern, trailing Spring Garden 8-0 here early in the second quarter. First down pass play is incomplete. They're technically the Mustangs, but they do have some Rocket uniforms here. And they got to get something going here. Again, this is the last quarter these two teams will play, so possessions have been at a minimum today with both teams running the football so much.
Much of this game was played between the 30s, really until that last drive by Spring Garden.
Wadsworth looking to throw it again, and he completes it to Avery Jones. Nice little play, and he is spun out of bounds over there by Spring Garden's Colby Slayton, and a pretty good gain, about 7 yards on the pass play. Will make it 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Jones, really finding that soft spot there in the defense, and caught the ball, got some yards after the catch as well. Sets up a manageable 3rd down. Towards the bottom of your screen, Graham is all alone there. It's a one-on-one cover. See if they go back to him on 3rd down like they did that first possession.
No deep safety. And they run it up the middle, and well executed, well done. Avery Jones got some good blocking at the point of attack. Was patient, found his hole, took off, and gets into Spring Garden territory. 1st down at the 48.
Those are so key, especially in the regular season. If you get the ball anywhere in between the 35 and the 40, onto the 50 and to the other side of the 40, converting 3rd downs in those situations are so huge, and a lot of games are swung that way because if you get yourself back in the scoring position, you can set yourself up, and a lot of times to win games.
1st and 10, Wadsworth eluded one defender and able to turn a sack into a positive gain of 2 yards to the 45.
Good job by Christopher Slade. This is about the 3rd or 4th time he's come up with a solo tackle in the open field. And we see here on the rollout, wide open all alone, and coaches love to see that open field tackling, and he comes up with a good one right there.
So 2nd down and 8 at the 45. Interesting formation. You had 2 tight ends in the game and 3 receivers all within 5 yards of each other on the left side of the field, but we will not know what the play is because of a whistle and a timeout called here. Taken by Spring Garden. So we'll take the break as well. Spring Garden leading Southeastern 8-0 here at the Gridiron Challenge.
Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Tim Hodges, Fred Wilson, Don Hudson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. With our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums, our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly supports the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Join us May 19th and 20th for the Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show, presented by America's First Federal Credit Union. Come experience Alabama's largest in-water boat show. Test drive pontoons from Bennington, Sun Tracker, Silver Wave, South Bay Regency, and Avalon. Fishing boats from Tracker, Nitro, Express, and Challenger. And personal watercraft from Sea-Doo. Weekend events include fireworks, live music, vendors, and giveaways, including a brand new lake-ready Sun Tracker pontoon boat. May 19th and 20th in Pell City. We'll see you on the lake.
On 2nd down and 8, the pitch to Avery Jones. Gets around the corner and is pushed out of bounds on the Spring Garden sideline by Slayton. And I think this may be a first down.
He was there really close. We'll see, but there is also a penalty flag on the play. There was some jostling over there, so maybe either a dead ball foul. I don't know what happened in the play. We'll see what the officials discuss here, but some of the players on the Southeastern side and the fans as well wanted a flag called for after the action, so we'll see what they come up with. But either way, a nice run there by Southeastern getting in there.
Offsetting penalties.
Personal foul against both the offense and the defense. Penalty will offset.
So the play will stand. It'll be first down Southeastern at the Spring Garden 37 as the Mustangs on the march. Trying to tie the game up, and a nice defensive play that time by Spring Garden's Jonah Smith on quarterback Seth Wadsworth.
We talked about how really, really impactful making solo tackles are because it doesn't leave anybody in your defense susceptible. We've seen 34 Clayton Christopher Slayton make some, and then that time a really good one by Jonah Smith.
2nd down after a loss of 2, 2nd and 12 back at the 39. Interesting formation here. 5 receivers. Comes the pressure off the edge. Wadsworth rolling out. Lobs it over the middle, hits Graham for a very short gain, not even a gain, short of the line of scrimmage at the 41. So Southeastern, after putting together some good plays, are kind of moving backwards now. 3rd and 13 coming up.
Yeah, that was an interesting formation because he had 3 guys off the ball, basically lined up as an H-back / tight end position, and they're off the ball, making them all eligible. But like you said, not much doing as far as the results on the play as far as yardage goes, setting up a 3rd and very long.
3rd and 13, Wadsworth gets the pass away downfield and just overshooting his intended receiver, Mitchell Young. The play, or the route, had really not had enough time to develop because of the pressure, and that led to the incompletion.
Yeah, that was really a nice job by the Spring Garden defensive line putting the pressure on, because had Wadsworth had about a 1.5 seconds longer, he had been able to thread it right between the corner and the safety. So once again in 4-down territory, another 4th and long that they'll have to try to convert.
They can get a first down at the 27. So 4th and 13. Low snap, Wadsworth just picks it up and takes off running, gets a key block. He's going to get the first down, and a busted play, a big block, and a good heads-up run by Wadsworth, the quarterback, and they're still alive here late in the game.
Sometimes those lucky plays you draw up on 4th and forever end up working, and I'm not sure this is the way that they had it drawn up, but a fumble there. We talked about how open field tackles were so important, and that's exactly one of the examples why you need to have great fundamentals, because when that play breaks down, it comes down to just 1 or 2 guys being the difference between a turnover and the chains continue to move in the red zone.
Jacob Robertson was the young man who provided the key block on Spring Garden's Luther Welch, and that sprung him. First down inside the 20. Wadsworth rolls out again, passes away, and incomplete. Intended for Mason Golden, who was open at around the 15-yard line.
Also good job there defensively by Spring Garden. Christopher Kelly was right in the area.
So 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped with, well, they've got the clock moving on the incomplete pass. Southeastern needs to pick up the pace here. I'm not sure if the clock running is a mistake or didn't think we were using a running clock in this second quarter. Another incomplete pass. It was intended for Jacob Robertson, and the clock stops here, so it was an error, and I think probably about 15, 20 seconds lost off the clock there for Southeastern, but no one caught it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if even the coaches caught it. We didn't see anybody pointing to it. And so the clock is back on the move once again, even after the incomplete pass. So I guess we have a situation where we will have a running clock here in the second quarter. So we'll see as we dip under 1 minute.
3rd and 10. Wadsworth throws it toward the end zone, and Graham almost hauled it in and would have had a touchdown. The defender that time was Draven Bowman, and I don't know if Bowman got a hand on it or if he was just in the way of his vision, but this was almost a touchdown.
It was, and really a good play on both guys' part. You see Draven come in there. He had just enough of it, I think, to block the vision for Graham, and Graham couldn't come hold of it.
So 4th and 10, 40 seconds left. Comes down to one play if Southeastern wants to stay in this one. Wadsworth takes off up the middle, dives inside the 15, and he will be 5 yards short of the first down, and the drive will come to an end, and Spring Garden will take over. And we have another injured player on the field.
So the first 4th down, he comes up with it on a run play. The second 4th down was not necessarily a design play, but good job adjusting by the Spring Garden defense and making sure he doesn't pick it up. And we do have yet another injured player for Southeastern. We hope that it's not too serious, as we saw one of the guys that was on the field earlier injured.
It's the quarterback Wadsworth who takes the shot there. I think a blow to his leg. He will be up now and looks fine, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, walking off under his own power, it's always good. He's talked about this all the time. You ask any coach about the goals for the spring, everybody wants to get better and everybody wants to be able to improve and have some things to hang your hat on as you go into summer, into fall camp. But the number one thing that every coach will tell you, it doesn't matter if it's OTAs and mini camp in the NFL or if it's spring training, spring practice in college or on the high school level as well, is no major injuries. And you want to make sure that you have most of your team intact. You don't want to have anything that's detrimental to your ball club even before your season starts.
So 1st and 10 for Spring Garden, back at the 14, 24 seconds left. 8-point lead. All Spring Garden has to do is just keep possession, don't turn it over, and they'll have themselves a win here in the first of their 2 games here. Coming up next, it'll be Spring Garden and Winterboro. Then Southeastern takes a break, and they'll come back and play Winterboro in the 3rd game of the 1A round robin. Then the final game today, Wetumpka and Mary Montgomery. So that'll conclude this one. Spring Garden scoring the only points in this short game, 8-0, your final score. And we will keep it right here and try to get a word with the 2 coaches before we head away for break, and we can take a look at some schedules here while we're waiting on the coaches to join us down on the field. And Gerhard, here's a look at the Spring Garden schedule for 2017.
Absolutely. You see they start off with 3 games on the road at Beulah, at Galesville, and then at Woodville. Those Galesville and Woodville game are region games, and they're back at home for their home opener September 22nd against Valley Head, and then they'll take on Donahoe outside of the region, then go back in the region, play an improved Coosa Christian team. They'll play them on the road, then JCA at home, then Holy Spirit, Cedar Bluff, who was always a threat to win the Class 1A North, and then at Pleasant Valley, their non-region game that they hope to be as a nice tune-up before the playoffs.
And we shift and take a look at Southeastern's schedule for 2017.
Interesting situation here with this schedule here. At Appalachian was essentially on week 0, and then at home against Cleveland and Addison in region play, and then Decatur Heritage, Meek, and R.A. Hubbard, and then Asbury on the road. So
obviously that's not complete, Gerhard. We apologize for that. There's
We do know they'll play these teams, but not a complete schedule.
All right, let's send it down on the field to Chase Robinson.
Thanks, Mickey. Here with Coach Burkett from Southeastern, wrapping up your spring today with some football. First of all, how has spring been for Southeastern?
Spring has been fantastic for Southeastern. My first year, we started with 17 players, and then that grew. My next year, 23, last year, 30, and as you can see, we got 54. We actually had to bring 2 buses on here. We were joking we could have drove in a 15-passenger van to every football game my first year. So we're excited we've got numbers, and we didn't quite have enough contact. Some rain got to us, and we had to go in the gym a few days, but we needed a little more contact in spring, and I think that showed up in the game just now.
What are some things you saw, good and bad, that you want to improve on for the season?
We got some newcomers. Last year we were dealing with only about 10 returners. This year we've got 25, 26, 27 returners. Freshman looked really good. I was glad to see that. We're not stepping up at linebacker, but I thought our defensive line slanted really well. We're kind of a slant team. On offense, disappointed, honestly, with our offensive performance. I think the kids are disappointed too, maybe a little jittery. They know they're going to be better than they were last year. I think they put a little bit of pressure on themselves. I look for them to play a lot better when we play Winterberry in a couple minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all very much.
All right, thanks, Chase. And we will step aside for a timeout and have more from the Gridiron Challenge here at Jacksonville State.